This is a creative way to introduce your young children to different sports. It's delivered to your home and just call the neighbors and let's play.
Building spirituality, family, health, and business. This is the Giant Builders with Lois Wyant.
Welcome, Giant Builders. Today's guest is Lakshmi Jayanthi, in which case I'm really excited to talk to you because I have three boys now, men with their own children. And I worked so hard to keep them involved with things when they were younger, not only just for being healthy, but to create sportsmanship and interaction with people and all those fun things. And that's something that kids have missed out on for the past couple of years with the COVID pandemic and all of that.
Yeah.
I'm really excited to share with the listeners what you have available to them. So please
Sure.
tell us what you do.
Sure. Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here. I am also a mom of two boys. They're a little younger than yours. They're 9 and 7. So they're
I
maybe as
almost
old
have
as their
grandchildren that age.
Yeah, there you go. But I'm in the thick of it when it comes to kids and activities and lack of activities. But what I'm building it's called Pickup Sports, and I actually launched it in November 2019, so right before the pandemic. First launched as a sports subscription box for kids to try a new sport each month. And this is for young kids, age 3 to 6. So that was the age as my kids were at the time. But every month they get a box of equipment and a curriculum to follow. So for how they can learn that game. It ended up being a perfect pandemic product,
Yes.
because kids are playing at home. And we also offered virtual coaching, and we had launched that before the pandemic, and then it just blew up because everything went virtual. So maybe I had a premonition. But so for the last couple years, we've been building and growing. We sell through Amazon as well as our own site. But what we learned through seeing the children who are playing with the equipment and learning a new sport, seeing them grow, is that now they come to an age when they're ready to join organized sports or just play with other kids. The culture of organized and youth sports is just become so intense and professionalized that there's no avenue for kids to just play for fun. And so that's what I'm building right now. I just launched an app in Google Play and App Store that allows families to meet other families to meet up and play sports. So let's say there's a group of kids playing soccer Saturday 9:30. I can see it in the app, like, oh, I want to join. You get invited to join. Just play and meet up in the neighborhood and play.
I love that neighborhood
Yeah.
play, and again, because we haven't had that for a couple of years.
Exactly. And even
That's
before the pandemic, the neighborhood sports was on the decline. Like, you just don't see
true.
kids playing outside for fun. It's either they go join a league or they don't play at all and they're on video games. So
Right.
what we're doing is building technology to kind of the old school way of just kids playing.
Yeah, how cool would you see your kids playing out in your front yard throwing a ball? I mean,
Yeah,
instead of sitting their butts in front of the TV
right.
racing cars.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
So, all right, so give me an idea of like what some of the sports are.
Sure. Well, we're starting when it comes to the subscription box, we have 6 sports. So we have flag football, soccer, basketball, tennis, volleyball. What am I missing? I always drop one and then it's okay. Wait, flag football. I'm blanking right now on what I'm missing. I'm sure it'll come with to me. But it's the major baseball, right? It's this top 6 games that are played, and you get the equipment for each of it. When it comes to the app, we're starting the launch with just field sports, so it's baseball, flag football, and soccer. And the reason for that is you can play those anywhere. You don't need a court, you don't need a indoor gym. You can just play them in your front yard, backyard, in a neighborhood park. And what that means is that say I do want my kid to try soccer, and you've never done it before, but you're not ready to commit to one of these 12-week programs because you have no idea if your kid's going to love it. You go onto our app, you can start a play pod for soccer kids in my neighborhood and invite your friends who have the kids the same age to come play, or other people who happen to be in the app can discover you. your play group. And then once you have your start date, we send you weekly curriculum of what the kids should learn. So like it's a coaching system as well. It's not just meet up, but okay, first week we're going to work on football control. Second week we're going to work on, defense, and it kind of builds on that. So you become the parents become your children's coach, which is actually the case in most of these organized leagues as well. But now you have some video and coaching to help you follow every week. So yeah, that's how we're doing it within the app.
So with the app, then you can actually invite friends to join that, so you can organize some
Exactly. It's like organizing play dates, but
Okay.
it's an easy way to do it, and you get some guidance on what they play, and it's kind of an alternative to joining a league. There's no cost; it's a free app, so it's just a way to get. What our mission is to just get kids playing, right? Like there's the long-term health benefits of sports for kids, which is on the decline because sports is the only form of exercise for children. You don't see children at a gym. So when sports is on the decline, kids are less and less active. And particularly what you said about the pandemic, it's becoming more of a problem. So we have no idea what effect that's going to have long term on these children as they become adults. They won't have that habit of exercise. So how do we build that back in is really our mission.
So there's a couple things that I really especially like about your program.
Yeah.
I feel like some of these organized sports things are really too much pressure.
Yes.
Because it's like in some of these, like we have a local city program. You almost feel like those parents are like prepping their kids for professional sports. I mean, there's the whole parents yelling at the sideline, and it's just it's not. Sometimes it's just not fun.
Right.
So I like the fact that, and also I think high school sports anymore are just too much pressure.
They are, and there's a large group of children who they get to the age of maybe 12, 13. They still love the sport, but maybe they didn't make the high school team because it's so competitive. And then they're out. They don't get to play baseball anymore, and they don't get to. So what about those kids? And how do you get them to continue playing? Even recreational leagues are on the decline. So, okay, let's get a group of 4-on-4 baseball kids together playing in the neighborhood. And that's what our goal is. Like, just bring the fun back to it. When it comes to the pressure of organized sports, that is a huge problem. It's like the latest statistic I saw, and I think this is data from 2019, so before the pandemic, was 60% of kids quit sports by the age of 11.
Oh, wow.
Yes, 11, because 11 is the age when it becomes super like, they've weeded out the top kids, and then left
so
behind.
if you don't play well, then you're kind of like downgraded or never picked or that kind of thing.
And then so you're out, or you're just, or they're burned out. So they've played so much that they can't, that they're like, I'm done with this, so because you have to commit to 3 days a week and only that sport. And so it's the professionalization of youth sports is the huge problem that we're trying to solve, and do it by just let kids play for fun.
and heck, the commitment, if you join a travel league, that's
oh my God,
becomes your life. Not only your kids' life, but your family's life.
Your family life and your family savings. Like, it's just they're so expensive. So it's become like a pay to play model. Like, if you don't pay for, the $3,000 travel soccer league, then you're not playing. I mean, it's just that's what it is. Yeah. Yeah.
And I think
if you have multiple kids, like you have 3 boys, that's like $9,000.
Yeah, that's not happening.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And I think there's a connection there with like, all right, the pay to be into the travel league. And I respect the fact that, they have to qualify for everything like that. But then like in our area too, there's certain travel leagues that that those kids are probably going to make the high school team.
Yeah.
And it's it's whether it's their quality, some people say it's political, I don't care what it is. But there's no place for kids who just want to play and get out and exercise together.
Right. And that's really our sweet spot. Let's just get all the 90% of the other kids that are not going to make, professional particular sports, but even the high school team now, all these other kids that are just kind of left behind, like you either make the team or then you're done. So we're trying to really reach all the other kids. Let them just play.
So the one thing that I especially like about your program is that you're building these relationships with these kids that are kind of close and in your neighborhood, and maybe they'll just continue playing together because they like the sport, they like the kids, they like being outside. I think that all works so well together.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, that's exactly one of the goals is that building community around play is just such an important thing, and particularly now these kids have lost out on a couple years of just playing, and they're ready to meet other kids and not just play in a video game. And so are the parents. There are so many parents that they're so busy, yet they lack the interaction with other adults because it's been harder and harder to meet other families that share common goals, common interests. So let's just come up with, it's a fun way to meet other families, have the kids play together. You guys can all teach your kids or just talk and let them play. It works either way, but ways to build those local communities is something that we hope to build with the app.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I love the program. I think it's a wonderful idea. I love it.
Thank you. Yeah, we're just I'm not sure when this will air, but we are just launching now. So we're going to slowly build city to city as far as our marketing efforts. But anyone can go into the app from anywhere at any point and start your own play pod and start getting groups together to start playing.
All right. So we're going to have those links below, Giant Builders. So any closing thoughts?
No, my closing thoughts are, if you are a parent with kids, don't make it hard on yourself. Don't try to push your kids too much into sports. Sure, we want our kids to learn a number of different skills, but sometimes the best learning happens through play, and parents are the best teachers for their kids, especially the young kids. I want to say up to age 6-year-olds. Parents are like the biggest role model for children. Like they think the world of you. So why send them off to some, random coach who they've never met and they may not want to listen to when you can be your own child's teacher? Teach them at home, teach them how to throw a ball properly, just play with them. And that's what's going to get them excited and motivated to play sports. So if you're struggling to get your kid ready to go to a soccer game, think about how you can do it another way. It doesn't have to be in an organized program.
Great.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much. I thought that was great information, and I just love your idea. I think this is such a great way to get kids away from those screens.
Yes. I struggle with that. Even though I run this program, I struggle with that myself.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, thank you, Giant Builders. Make sure you share this and share the app with all your friends and get your kids out and play together.
Yes. Thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you for listening. This has been The Giant Builders with Lois Wyant.